So hello and welcome to the Computer Lab. So in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the Unifi Protect G3 Instant Camera. Now I know these have been out for at least 12 months now, but I've had this in the office and I've also had the doorbell in the office, which I've still not managed to take a look at properly. I've had a couple of these installed with clients, but I've not done a video on one. So this video is going to take a look at the actual G3 Instant and also how to install that into your Protect system. But just a quick overview on the price of these cameras compared to some of the other stuff in the Unifi range and what makes these slightly different. The first thing to note is this camera is not an external camera, so it's in internal use only. The actual power supply that is provided is a USB-C, which we'll take a look at in a second. But compared to the price of sort of a G4 Bullet, which is what the sort of thing we have here, the UVC G4 Bullet, these are approximately about £250 in the UK, probably equivalent in dollars. This small Unifi G3 Instant is £30, so you can't really go wrong installing these. That's if they work right. And like I say, I've got a couple of these installed with clients, but if you put this together with the Cloud Key Gen 2, which has the hard drive installed, you sort of get a couple of these cameras, get this installed on your network. You've got your Protect system or your CCTV system being installed for a reasonable price when you start speccing these into it. Like I say, it's not an external camera, that's the only thing, so they're not watertight in any way, but for putting inside a garage or down a side where they are protected from the elements, or maybe as a baby monitor or something like that, because it does have two-way audio, which again we'll have a look at in a minute. So let's have a look at the camera and let's see what we get for your £30. So let's get the box open. So first up, obviously we get the camera, the G3 Instant Unifi camera. Nice little unit, standing approximately 3" in height and about 1.75" in diameter. We also get a set of instructions with the usual stuff on how to mount the camera, also the contents of the box, and also a QR code for installing Unifi Protect. You get a USB-A to USB-C 2 meters lead, and a set of raw plugs and screws. Now this bit is really important if you are using this camera in the UK. The supplied power supply that Unifi supply with the G3 Instant, even if you're in the UK, is a Euro style, sort of shaver style plug. You can see the voltages there on the screen. But this is important because you're either going to need to have an adapter to convert from that Euro style plug to the 3-pin UK plug, or you're going to need a PoE to USB-C adapter that fits in line if you're using a PoE switch. So that's the power supply. Also in the box you get a set of brackets. One of them is for wall mounting and some sticky pads if you want to stick the camera down, so you can sit it either on a bookshelf or you can wall mount it. You get the speaker and the microphone on the front of the camera. You've got the USB-C power supply cable that runs in there in that small recess for the cable. There's also a reset switch on the underside of the G3 Instant. On the back you've got this small rubber grommet that you have to pop out if you want to wall mount the camera, so there you just pop that out with a screwdriver and then that little bracket just sits inside the hole, and then you can then wall mount your Unifi G3 Instant to the wall. So that's the camera, so let's have a look at installing it in Unifi Protect. So to power the camera for this bench test, I'm going to be connecting using the supplied 2 meter USB-A to USB-C lead, but I'm not going to be using their power supply. I'm just going to be connecting it into a USB-A power socket that I have on the wall just out of shot. Also, if you are installing this from new, you will need to download the Unifi Protect app. I already have mine installed on the phone because I already have Unifi Protect system in the office. So I'm just going to attach the USB-C power lead in. Like I said, that's connected to my own power supply on the right hand side there. I'm just going to wait for the camera to start switching on. Just remove the protective film off the lens. And what normally happens with a Unifi Protect camera, either if you connect it through the PoE or if it can be seen locally from your phone via the Bluetooth, and then you can see straight away we've got a new device found before I could even finish my sentence. So what I was going to say is you usually get a prompt that pops up and says a device has been found and would you like to add it. You've got this bar going along the bottom that says UVC G3 Instant is booting. Now I know these cameras make a chiming noise when you're installing them because I have installed several already to clients. So we should hear the prompt, like so. So I'm just trying to be quiet so you can hear the chime. I will be a bit quieter on the next chimes, but obviously I'm not sure when they're going to chime in and it's for me to stop talking. But it is still booting up at the moment, and the chimes usually happen every so often, I was going to say, but it'll chime. It is still chiming, as you can hear. I'm just holding it to the microphone there, so you can hear the chimes. But what I was going to say is the chimes tell you certain things. So there's a standard chime to tell you sort of the camera is there, and once you start installing it, it will change the tone of the chime. So I've just clicked add there to add it into my system, and then it's brought me a list of Wi-Fi networks and saying which one do you want to connect it to. Now this camera is dual band, so it will connect to 2.4 or 5 gigs, 5 gigahertz, depending on what you want to do. I'm going to connect mine to the 5 gigahertz network. So I'm just going to enter my password in and then connect it to the Wi-Fi, because obviously it's not connected through Ethernet. And I don't know if you can hear that, but that is a slightly different tone telling you that it is connected. So it'll do that and then do one final bing, like so, to confirm that it is in. So it says camera lost power there, but I presume that's going to refresh any second. Camera updated. Now it doesn't usually do stuff like that. I'm presuming that camera update has already happened, because that camera update, I'm presuming, just means on the screen and not an actual update. Didn't give us a list of when it was updating on the initial boot sequence, but I presume that happened then. So anyway, let's click on the camera and let's see what we've got. Just turn the volume down so we don't get any echo back, and then we'll just briefly scoot over the settings. So just click the cog on this particular camera. You can see there the name right at the top. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it G3 Instant for this video. Got the IP address, status, connection, 100%. Got your speed, how long it's been running. Next one up, video player position, so where you want the actual video to sit on your stream. Your stream resolution, it's currently set on high. When to record, so obviously you can have it always recording, never or on detections only. So I'm going to set mine to detections. Record quality, you've got the full frame rate at 30 frames per second, and an image quality that you can slide and change. So I'm just moving my camera just slightly nearer the boxes so you can see slightly. I mean, said that, I don't think me changing the image quality on here, you won't be able to tell on the screen anyway. You've got the infrared, and you can see there auto without LEDs, always enabled, always disabled. And then your sensitivity for your low, medium or high. You've got several different things to tweak your actual camera picture, so you can even have it on HDR there. You can see you've got your sharpness, saturations. These are all sort of standard things that you would normally see within the camera pictures on a Unifi Protect system. You've then got your light and sound. You've got your camera sounds that you can turn on and off. You've got your light on the front that tells you it's recording, and then your motion zones, which are already set up within Unifi Protect. So what I'm going to do for one last final test is I'm going to just move the camera to my right hand side, and I'm going to have a talking Elmo just talk to us and talk directly to the camera. So it'll be sat approximately 2 or 3 foot away, and then you can obviously hear the microphone pick up and hopefully tell how good or low quality the microphone is on the G3 Instant from Unifi. So let me flip across to that. So there you get the picture. If you're using this as a baby monitor, I just thought that would be a good test because it's approximately about 3 foot away from the talking toy there, and it gives you an idea if you're going to have this in sort of a child's room, a nursery or something like that, or maybe you're going to put this in your garage. It gives you an idea of what the sound quality is. It's not going to break any records for quality or anything like that, but it is for an internal microphone and an internal camera, it is more than acceptable for what we need to use these for. For a £30 camera, you can't really go wrong. So that's it. That is my test and install of Unifi's G3 Instant Camera. I really hope you found that this video helpful. If you did, please do give us a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel, and please do hit me up with any comments below. They are always appreciated. And thanks again for watching The Computer Lab.